Question 1. What action should you take when approaching this sign? A. Slow down and proceed. B. Stop completely then proceed. C. Yield to oncoming traffic. D. Accelerate through. Answers is B. Stop completely then proceed. This sign is a stop sign. Drivers must come to a complete stop before the stop line, crosswalk or intersection, and only proceed when it is safe to do so. Question 2. What does this road sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Sharp left turn. B. Dangerous curve to the right. C. A winding road section. D. A highway exit. Answers is B. Dangerous curve to the right. This warning sign indicates a dangerous curve to the right is ahead. Drivers should reduce speed and be prepared to steer through the curve safely. Question 3. When approaching a flashing red traffic light, what must you do? A. Slow down and proceed if the way is clear. B. Stop completely and proceed when safe like a stop sign. C. Yield to traffic from the left only. D. Accelerate to quickly pass through the intersection. Answers is B. Stop completely and proceed when safe like a stop sign. A flashing red light must be treated the same as a stop sign. You must come to a complete stop, and then proceed only when the intersection is clear and safe. Question 4. What does this sign mean for drivers? A. No U-turns. B. Yield to pedestrians. C. No entry allowed. D. One-way street ahead. Answers is C. No entry allowed. This do not enter sign indicates that vehicles are prohibited from entering the roadway or lane where the sign is posted. It often signals a one-way street from the opposing direction. Question 5. What is the primary purpose of defensive driving? A. To always drive faster than other vehicles. B. To take risks to save time on trips. C. To avoid collisions by anticipating hazards. D. To aggressively assert your right of way. Answers is C. To avoid collisions by anticipating hazards. Defensive driving involves anticipating dangerous situations, making safe decisions, and taking proactive measures to prevent collisions, regardless of others' actions. Question 6. What should you do when you see this sign? A. Speed up to clear the area. B. Prepare to stop for pedestrians. C. Honk your horn at pedestrians. D. Only yield if pedestrian present. Answers is B. Prepare to stop for pedestrians. This sign warns drivers of an upcoming pedestrian crossing. You must be alert, slow down, and be ready to stop to allow pedestrians to cross safely. Question 7. When are you permitted to make a U-turn? A. Always as long as no police are present. B. Only when it is safe, legal, and clear of traffic. C. Anytime if there is no sign prohibiting it. D. Only on highways with multiple lanes. Answers is B. Only when it is safe, legal, and clear of traffic. U-turns are permitted only when it is safe to do so. There is no sign prohibiting it, and it does not interfere with other traffic. Always ensure you have a clear view. Question 8. What does this sign mean for drivers? A. No U-turn allowed. B. Right turn only. C. Parking prohibited. D. Two-way traffic. Answers is A. No U-turn allowed. This sign indicates that U-turns are prohibited at this location. Drivers must not make a U-turn where this sign is displayed. Question 9. How should you react when an emergency vehicle with flashing lights approaches? A. Increase speed to get out of the way quickly. B. Keep driving in your lane until it passes. C. Pull over to the nearest curb and stop. D. Slightly reduce speed and continue. Answers is C. Pull over to the nearest curb and stop. Upon hearing or seeing an emergency vehicle with flashing lights or sirens, you must safely pull over to the curb or as far left as possible on a divided highway and stop until it has passed. Question 10. What does this sign mean for goods vehicles? A. Goods vehicles must turn right. B. Goods vehicles cannot overtake. C. Goods vehicles use right lane. D. End of overtaking restriction. Answers is B. Goods vehicles cannot overtake. This sign specifically prohibits goods vehicles from overtaking other vehicles. Other vehicle types may still be permitted to overtake, if not otherwise restricted. Question 11. What is a safe following distance under ideal driving conditions? A. 1 car length. B. At least 2 to 3 seconds behind. C. As close as possible to prevent cutting in. D. 5 seconds for all speeds. Answers is B. At least 2 to 3 seconds behind. Under ideal conditions, a safe following distance is at least 2 to 3 seconds. In poor conditions, rain, snow, fog, increase this distance to 4 seconds or more. Question 12. What does this sign indicate about parking? A. Parking for 30 minutes. B. No parking allowed. C. Parking on weekends only. D. Handicap parking area. Answers is B. No parking allowed. This sign, a red circle with a slash over a blue P, no parking. You are not permitted to park your vehicle in this area, although stopping briefly to load or unload may be allowed by local bylaws. Question 13. When must you use your vehicle's headlights? A. Only at night on unlit roads. B. Between A before sunset and A after sunrise and in poor visibility. C. Only when it is raining heavily. D. At all times, day or night. Answers is B. Between A before sunset and A after sunrise and in poor visibility. Must be used from A before sunset to A after sunrise and at any other time when visibility is poor, such as during fog, rain or snow. Question 14. What does this sign signify? A. Roundabout or circular ahead. B. A multi-lane highway. C. A U-turn is required. D. A pedestrian crossing. Answers is A. Roundabout or circular ahead. This sign indicates a roundabout or circular intersection. Drivers must yield to traffic already in the roundabout and proceed. Question 15. What should you do if your vehicle's tire blows out while driving? A. Brake hard immediately. B. Steer sharply to the side of the road. C. Grip steering wheel, ease gas, steer straight. D. Quickly accelerate to maintain control. Answers is C. Grip steering wheel, ease gas, steer straight. If a tire blows out, hold the steering wheel firmly, ease off the accelerator, allow the vehicle to slow down gradually, and steer to a safe location off the road before stopping. Question 16. What does this sign warn about? A. Adult crossing area. B. School bus stop. C. Children likely present. D. Playground ahead. Answers is C. Children likely present. This warning sign indicates that children may be present on or near the roadway, often found near schools or playgrounds. Drivers should slow down and be extra vigilant. Question 17. What is the meaning of a solid white line on the road? A. Passing is permitted with caution. B. Lane changes are discouraged or prohibited. C. It indicates a reversible lane. D. It separates opposing traffic. Answers is B. Lane changes are discouraged or prohibited. A solid white line typically marks the edge of the roadway or separates lanes of traffic moving in the same direction. Crossing it is discouraged or prohibited, indicating that lane changes are unsafe or illegal. Question 18. What should a driver do at this sign? A. Stop completely. B. Yield to traffic on road. C. Speed up to merge. D. Proceed without slowing. Answers is B. Yield to traffic on road. This is a yield sign. You must slow down, be prepared to stop, and yield to all traffic and pedestrians on the intersecting road before proceeding. Question 19. When is it illegal to pass another vehicle? A. When driving faster than the speed limit. B. When approaching a hill, curve, or intersection. C. On a multi-lane highway with heavy traffic. D. If the vehicle ahead is moving slowly. Answers is B. When approaching a hill, curve, or intersection. It is illegal to pass when approaching the crest of a hill, on a curve where your view is obstructed, or at intersections and railway crossings, unless specifically permitted by signs or markings. Question 20. What does this sign mean? A. Emergency stop ahead. B. Road work or construction. C. Rough road surface. D. Slippery road condition. Answers is B. Road work or construction. This sign indicates that there are road works or construction activity ahead. Drivers should reduce speed, be alert for workers and equipment, and follow any temporary signage. Question 21. What action is required when you see this sign? A. Turn left only. B. Must proceed straight ahead. C. Turn right only. D. U-turn permitted. Answers is B. Must proceed straight ahead. This mandatory sign means that vehicles must proceed straight ahead in the direction by the arrow. Turns are not permitted from this lane or intersection. Question 22. What should you do if a school bus stops with flashing red lights? A. Pass carefully if no children are visible. B. Stop in both directions until lights stop flashing. C. Slow down and proceed with caution. D. Only stop if you are behind the bus. Answers is B. Stop in both directions until lights stop flashing. When a school bus stops with its red lights flashing, all vehicles approaching from either direction must stop before reaching the bus and remain stopped until the lights stop flashing and the bus moves. Question 23. What does this sign indicate about the road surface? A. Smooth pavement ahead. B. Slippery road when wet. C. Loose gravel on the road. D. Uneven road surface. Answers is B. Slippery road when wet. This sign warns drivers that the road ahead may be slippery, especially when wet or icy. Drivers should reduce speed and increase their following distance to maintain control. Question 24. What does a double solid yellow line in the center of a road indicate? A. Passing is allowed if the road is clear. B. Passing is prohibited in both directions. C. You can turn left across it but not right. D. It indicates a reversible lane. Answers is B. Passing is prohibited in both directions. A double solid yellow line means that traffic from both directions is prohibited from passing. You must stay in your lane unless making a left turn into a driveway or private road. Question 25. What should you do when you see this sign? A. Accelerate to gain momentum. B. Steep descent, control speed. C. Prepare for a steep ascent. D. Watch for falling rocks. Answers is B. Steep descent, control speed. This warning sign indicates a steep descent ahead. Drivers should select a lower gear to control their speed and use brakes carefully to prevent overheating. Question 26. What is the primary purpose of shoulder checks before changing lanes? A. To signal your intention to other drivers. B. To check for vehicles in your blind spots. C. To see if the road surface is clear. D. To check your mirrors quickly. Answers is B. To check for vehicles in your blind spots. Shoulder checks are crucial for detecting vehicles that may be in your blind spots, which are areas not visible in your or side mirrors. Always check before changing lanes or turning. Question 27. What does this sign warn about ahead? A railway crossing. B. Railway crossing. C. A drawbridge. D. A pedestrian underpass. Answers is B. Railway crossing. This warning sign indicates a railway crossing ahead. Drivers must be prepared to stop for trains and should never attempt to cross tracks if a train is approaching. Question 28. Under what conditions can you turn right on a red light? A. Only if there are no vehicles behind you. B. After stopping completely and ensuring path is clear unless prohibited by a sign. C. Any time as long as no pedestrians are present. D. Never. It is always illegal in Canada. Answers is B. After stopping completely and ensuring path is clear, unless prohibited by a sign. In most Canadian provinces, you can turn right on a red light after coming to a complete stop and yielding to all traffic and pedestrians, unless a sign explicitly prohibits it. Question 29. What does this sign indicate to drivers? A. Minimum speed is 50. B. Max speed limit 50 km per hour. C. Speed advisory of 50 km per hour. D. Distance to next town 50. Answers is B. Max speed limit 50. This sign indicates the maximum speed limit for the section of road ahead is 50 km per hour. Drivers must not exceed this speed. Question 30. What is the correct procedure for merging onto a highway? A. Stop at the end of the ramp and wait for a gap. B. Accelerate to match traffic speed, then merge safely. C. Drive slowly and force your way into traffic. D. Signal, then merge immediately without checking. Answers is B. Accelerate to match traffic speed, then merge safely. When merging onto a highway, use the acceleration lane to build up speed to match the flow of traffic. Signal your intention, check your mirrors and blind spot, and merge when there is a safe gap. Question 31. What does this sign indicate? A. Two-way traffic ahead. B. One-way road traffic. C. Lane ends, merge right. D. Dangerous curve ahead. Answers is B. One-way road traffic. This sign indicates a one-way road where all traffic moves in the same direction. Drivers must only travel in the direction by the sign. Question 32. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. Wet pavement, B. Loose gravel on road, C. Falling rocks from cliffs, D. Road work ahead. Answers is B. Loose gravel on road. This warning sign indicates that there is loose gravel or stone materials on the road surface. Drivers should reduce speed to avoid skidding and minimize the risk of throwing stones. Question 33. What should you do if you encounter black ice while driving? A. Brake hard and steer away. B. Ease off accelerator, steer gently, avoid sudden braking. C. Accelerate to get through it quickly. D. Engage your hazard lights and stop. Answers is B. Ease off accelerator, steer gently, avoid sudden braking. Black ice is nearly invisible and extremely slippery. If you encounter it, ease off the accelerator, avoid sudden steering or braking, and try to maintain a straight path until you regain traction. Question 34. What does this sign indicate about vehicle movement? A. Must turn right ahead. B. May turn right or go straight. C. No right turn allowed. D. U-turn to the right. Answers is A. Must turn right ahead. This mandatory sign indicates that vehicles in this lane or at this intersection must turn right. Proceeding straight or turning left is not permitted. Question 35. What is the main cause of most traffic collisions? A. Poor road conditions. B. Driver error or inattention. C. Vehicle mechanical failures. D. Bad weather conditions. Answers is B. Driver error or inattention. While other factors contribute, the vast majority of collisions are attributed to driver error, such as distracted driving, speeding, impaired driving, or failing to yield. Question 36. What does this sign warn about? A. Strong headwind. B. Gusty winds on a bridge. C. Possible strong side wind. D. Low-flying aircraft. Answers is C. Possible strong side wind. This warning sign indicates that drivers should be aware of possible strong side winds. This can particularly affect vehicles, motorcyclists, and vehicles towing trailers. Question 37. What must you do at a flashing amber-yellow traffic light? A. Stop completely and wait for a green light. B. Slow down, proceed with caution, and be prepared to stop. C. Speed up to clear the intersection quickly. D. Yield to traffic from the right only. Answers is B. Slow down, proceed with caution, and be prepared to stop. A flashing amber light means you should slow down and proceed with caution. Be prepared to stop if necessary, as there may be intersecting traffic or hazards. Question 38. What does this sign indicate for cyclists? A. Cyclists prohibited. B. Cycle track. C. Share the road with cyclists. D. Cycle lane ahead. Answers is B. Cycle track. This mandatory sign designates a path specifically for bicycles, a cycle track. Cyclists must use this path where provided, and other vehicles are generally prohibited from entering it. Question 39. What should you do when a pedestrian is crossing at an unmarked crosswalk? A. Honk to alert them and continue driving. B. Yield and allow them to cross safely. C. Only yield if they are halfway across the street. D. Proceed if there is no immediate danger. Answers is B. Yield and allow them to cross safely. Drivers must always yield to pedestrians at crosswalks, whether marked or unmarked. Be prepared to stop and allow pedestrians to cross safely before proceeding. Question 40. What does this sign indicate? A. Beginning of a motorway. B. End of a motorway. C. Recommended speed limit. D. Road for trucks only. Answers is A. Beginning of a motorway. This sign marks the beginning of a motorway or expressway. These roads typically have higher speed limits, controlled access, and no intersections. Question 41. What does this sign indicate about the road condition? A. Road widens ahead. B. Road narrows on both sides. C. Lane reduction on the left. D. Merge lane to the right. Answers is B. Road narrows on both sides. This warning sign indicates that the road ahead narrows from both the left and right sides. Drivers should be cautious and be prepared for lane width. Question 42. What does this sign designate? A. Parking place. B. No parking zone. C. Bus stop ahead. D. Hospital entrance. Answers is A. Parking place. This information sign marks a parking place. Drivers may park their vehicles here according to any posted restrictions or regulations. Question 43. Which sign means no stopping? A. No parking. B. No stopping. C. Yield to oncoming traffic. D. Emergency lane. Answers is B. No stopping. This sign red circle with an X over a blue background means no stopping. You are not permitted to stop your vehicle in this area for any reason, even briefly. Question 44. What should you do when you see this sign? A. Entering a priority road. B. Priority road status ends. C. Yield to all traffic. D. Prepare for a detour. Answers is B. Priority road status ends. This sign indicates the end of a priority road. From this point onward, you no longer have the over traffic from side roads unless otherwise by other signs. Question 45. What does this sign mean for upcoming traffic lights? A. Traffic lights are out of order. B. Traffic lights are ahead. C. Flashing red light ahead. D. Pedestrian crossing with lights. Answers is B. Traffic lights are ahead. This warning sign indicates that there are traffic lights ahead. Drivers should be prepared to stop or slow down depending on the signal indication. Question 46. What is the proper way to react to an animal suddenly appearing on the road? A. Swerve quickly to avoid it. B. Brake firmly and steer straight if safe or slow down and stop. C. Honk loudly to scare it away. D. Accelerate to pass the animal quickly. Answers is B. Brake firmly and steer straight if safe or slow down and stop. If an animal suddenly appears, brake firmly and steer straight ahead if possible. Swerving suddenly can cause you to lose control or collide with other vehicles or objects. If a collision is unavoidable, try to minimize damage. Question 47. What service is by this sign? A. First aid station. B. Hospital nearby. C. Police station. D. Emergency call box. Answers is B. Hospital nearby. This service sign indicates that a hospital is nearby. It provides information for drivers seeking medical assistance. Question 48. What does this sign indicate to drivers? A. Oncoming traffic has priority. B. Priority over oncoming traffic. C. No passing allowed. D. Yield to vehicles from the right. Answers is B, priority over oncoming traffic. This priority sign means that you have priority over oncoming traffic. Oncoming drivers should yield to you, often seen on narrow bridges or road sections. Question 49. What does this sign indicate? A. No U-turn allowed. B. U-turn zone. C. Parking lot ahead. D. Roundabout ahead. Answers is B. U-turn zone. This information sign designates a U-turn zone, indicating that U-turns are specifically permitted and in this area. Drivers should still ensure it is safe before turning. Question 50. What should you do when driving in heavy fog? A. Use high-beam headlights to see further. B. Reduce speed, use low-beam headlights or fog lights and increase following distance. C. Maintain normal speed and rely on other drivers' lights. D. Turn on hazard lights and stop on the roadway. Answers is B. Reduce speed, use low-beam headlights or fog lights and increase following distance. In heavy fog, reduce your speed significantly. Use your low-beam headlights or fog lights. High beams reflect fog and worsen visibility, and greatly increase your following distance to allow more time to react.